What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys had a great night last night. Hopefully we can have a good day today. It is Saturday. We have two NFL games for today. We have the Eagles taking on the Commanders, as well as the Packers taking on the Bears. So two decent games. NBA has a nice large slate that we're looking at here. So we're going to break down both of these. We're going to lock in some player props from both sports, and hopefully we can have a great day. Looking at the bet tracker from yesterday. So I ended up profiting $306 yesterday. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say I did not lock in the teasers that Ace posted yesterday, and my only reason I'm going to say that is because if you look at my Thursday day, I lost $600. And I've told you guys for bankroll management, when you're coming off of a massive win streak like we've had this month, and you have a red day, sometimes you have to prepare for 3 or 4 red days in a row, and it will happen. It is a very streaky thing to do if you're doing this as a side hustle. It is very streaky. So when I saw that minus 600 on the 18th, I was like, you know what? I'm going to play light. I only played like a unit and a quarter yesterday total on sportsbooks. Ace had posted a couple of plays for college football. I just personally faded them because I didn't want to go too heavy yesterday. So the only two bets that I played, money lines myself, I had Bulls money line, and then I had the Spurs money line. And here's the two slips I locked in. I got the Bulls at plus 195. I put almost a third of a unit on this, like right at a quarter, between a quarter and a third of a unit. Ended up profiting around $140 on this slip. And then I ended up taking the Spurs yesterday for one full unit and ended up cashing about $160 profit on that slip. So ended up being right at $300 profit for that day, putting us at $4,128 on the month so far on my money line. So been killing them. I actually almost swept the money lines yesterday. If you guys watched yesterday's video, you know that I said Minnesota had a good chance at winning that game versus OKC. Minnesota at home, not a weak team. I told you guys OKC's not going to go with 2 losses all season long. This could be the spot. I did not lock in Minnesota. I will say that. I did not put money on them because, like I said, I was playing it light, and OKC's a powerhouse, and I didn't really want to risk that much money yesterday on a team to beat OKC especially. But Minnesota pulled out that dub. So did the Sixers. So did the Celtics. So pretty much called every game yesterday. I think the Knicks I would have ended up taking over Sixers after all the players got ruled in. So that one I'm not going to say I called that one. But the rest of them, we pretty much could have swept the entire slate yesterday if we played the money lines. Now, in terms of picking a winner, we still have to pick a winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of VIP. If this video today gets 250 likes, I will select a comment down below to win a free month. So drop a like, leave a comment on the video. You have to be a subscriber to win. So if you guys are not subscribed, make sure you hit that sub button. Yesterday for player props, I forgot to go ahead and do a recap on that. Player props yesterday were horrendous. Yesterday's for player props were awful. Missed both slips and a refund on the 3 slips that I missed 2 and had a refund on the 3 slips I posted on parlay play. And that was all I played. So yesterday I ended up losing 2 units on parlay play. Total bankroll parlay play still sitting around $7,000. So hopefully we can build that back up today. But player props yesterday did not go well. The reason for that was because of the blowouts. Blowouts from those games killed me. The Spurs blowing out the Hawks caused me to miss Dyson Daniels. It caused me to miss De'Aaron Fox. Fox ended up selling me just because of the blowout. Also, if you look at who else was it I played? Paul George, man. He was 0 for 9, I believe, in the first half or first quarter or something like that. 0 for 6. Dude could not make a shot. Paul George sold me. I liked him. He was one of my favorite plays, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and pick our winner. Winner from yesterday is going to be for Josh Perk, who said, let's start the weekend off with a new sweep streak. Let's go. Josh, hopefully you had a good day yesterday, my man. Send me a message on Discord. I will get you added for that free month of VIP. I do appreciate the love and support. Appreciate the positive comment. And, yeah, just send me a message and we'll get you added. If you guys do want to join the Discord is free to join. Link is down in the description. We would love to have you guys a part of the community. If you guys want to get every single slip that I post, every single money line that I personally play will be posted. You guys can be up just like I am for the month, or down if I'm down. But regardless, if you want every slip, you just want to see my insights, it's only $10 a week or $25 a month, and you get 20% off using code NBA. So for $8 per week or $20 per month, you guys can get every single slip. And in my opinion, it's a great investment. That's not a large amount of money to pay for what we're doing. So it is what it is. If you want to be a part of the community, links in the description for the WAP. Just connect the WAP to Discord, and you're good to go. But that being said, let's go ahead and talk about this NFL slate, guys. So we got the Eagles taking on the Commanders, and that's going to be game 1. So this one is in Washington. Washington plus 303 at home. +7 on the spread with a 44.5 total. Right now, majority of the money is going to be for the Eagles. The Eagles need to win out this season. They're probably going to do it. I don't see them losing to the Commanders, if we're being honest. A lot of money on the Eagles. Makes it hard for me to even want to touch the Eagles in a parlay or anything like that. And to be honest, I wasn't even considering running the Eagles in this. So regardless, I'm not going to touch Washington here. I don't think Washington beats them. Krosky Merritt, man, his line is so low. So I know they got Rodriguez and Krosky Merritt, both lines. I think Rodriguez is like 40 rushing yards right now. We can pull this up real quick. But lines are pretty low, man. So, yeah, Chris right here, 43.5. Krosky Merritt is 25.5. This line, man, I like it. He got 18 carries his last game. We're not going over player props right now, but I think this running game for this Washington team is going to be where they try to succeed tonight. Still missing Jaden Daniels, so obviously missing their quarterback. I think this Washington team's could potentially struggle offensively. The thing about it is kind of a good matchup for them. The Eagles have struggled to stop the run. They've done good the last couple of weeks at stopping the run, but that's versus the Chargers and the Raiders. Chargers you could say is good, but the Raiders really, I don't know, man. I can't trust really the Raiders much there. But regardless, I think that Washington has some success in terms of running the ball today. I could be wrong. Maybe this Eagles D comes out there and just completely shuts them down. It definitely could happen. But I'm leaning in Washington's running game here. I think this game goes in favor of the Eagles. Not really much more I need to say here. So looking at this game, I'm pretty sure Washington succeeds with the run. I do think this game could stay competitive. I don't want to say it's going to be competitive. You never know with this Commanders team, but I do think it stays slightly competitive. Give me the Eagles here in this one. Next game we have is going to be the Packers taking on the Bears. This is where things get a little bit interesting. So Green Bay's struggling, man. Their defense is hurting. They're missing some key players. Josh Jacobs is questionable. They're playing in Chicago. The Bears at home, barely favored at -113, 1.5 on the spread. Now, the only reason I'm actually on the Bears today, kind of. If this Green Bay team had their key players and are healthy and have Josh Jacobs, I think the Green Bay team wins. That's my personal opinion. Now, the only reason I can't put money on the Bears today is because of looking where the money's at. 83% of the money is on Chicago money line, 76% on them covering a 1.5 spread. If Green Bay wins this game, Vegas makes a lot of money. And when I look at this a lot, guys, because the times that I don't trust my mind and I trust my gut and I take the team that's favored to win, it always bites me. Like even though with this team being battered, I'm kind of leaning on the Bears, man. I think the Bears win, but I just can't put my money there because of where the public is at. So if I put money on this game, unless this percentage changes, which is probably not because it's been this way all week, and I don't think it's going to go even below 80%. But if it does, maybe I'll throw some on Green Bay or on the Bears. But as of right now, I may put like a quarter unit on Green Bay or just for fun, just to have a bet on here. Maybe a teaser in favor of Green Bay plus 8.5 or something. I don't really know what I want to do for this game. I'm throwing it. Give me the Bears to win. Very unconfident here in terms of putting the money. I just can't do it with the public. So that's all I'm going to say about NFL. We'll lock in a slip live here in just a minute. But let's talk about the NBA. We got a big slate. We got some good games here. We got the Rockets taking on the Nuggets, plus 105 underdogs for the Nuggets at home. 1.5 point spread coming off a dub versus the Rockets 2 games ago. Right now, the money's pretty much 50-50. If you look at these two teams, the Rockets are coming off 2 losses versus the Nuggets and versus the Pelicans, of all people, or of all teams. And then you look at the Nuggets. The Nuggets are on a 6-game win streak. Now, I think this is a spot where Houston could get right. They could go on the road versus the Nuggets and get them a dub. The main reason about this is the Nuggets are still missing Christian Brown and they're missing Aaron Gordon. So that's 2 key players that for this Nuggets team. Now, the Nuggets have been playing fantastic without them. I mean, they beat the Pacers, not really a big win. Atlanta's a decent win. Charlotte's not a big win. Sacramento's not a big win. Houston's a great win. Orlando's a decent win. Orlando's missing a lot of players, so this is not that starting Magic team. I honestly like Houston here. Now, Houston's favored on the road. This is where it gets a little sketchy because this game can go either way, man. If this was in Houston, 100% give me Houston. I take them today. Now, it's in Denver. Houston should have won their last game. The last game Houston lost 2 games ago versus the Nuggets. Amon Thompson with it wasn't even Amon's fault. The foul call at the end of the game with 2 seconds left where they give free throws to make it go to overtime, and then the Nuggets win in overtime. But the Rockets should have won that game, in my opinion. I think that was a BS call from the ref, but it is what it is. I'm going to throw the Rockets out there just because I think they're due for a win, and the Nuggets on a 6-game win streak, I think they're due for regression as well. So I'm going to take the Rockets here. This game to me is coin flip. If you like the Nuggets, take the Nuggets. The Nuggets are honestly one of my favorite teams in the league, to be honest, majority of the season. So I'm not a Nuggets hater or anything by any means. I like this Nuggets team. So anyways, give me the Rockets tonight. That's the unconfident pick. If you like the Nuggets, take them. Next game's Pacers versus New Orleans. This game could go either way as well. You got majority of the money on the Pelicans right now. Pelicans coming off of a dub versus Houston. 3 wins in a row versus the Bulls, Portland, and Houston. That's 3 big wins for this Pelicans team. 3 losses in a row versus Washington and versus Philly for this Pacers team. And they got blown out by Washington. So really, can you trust the Pacers here, man? The Pacers have not been good. Still missing a lot of players. Pelicans are only missing DeJounte Murray. They have pretty much a healthy team. Give me the Pelicans here. Pelicans at minus 122, almost even odds. I told you guys the Pelicans are good at beating bad teams. That's what they are. Now, they've beaten some decent teams lately. So this Pelicans team's looking great. They're not on a back-to-back, are they? Let me confirm. No, it's not a back-to-back. No, they played 2 days ago. Okay, we're good. So Pelicans, give them to me right here. I like this one, minus 122. That's who I'm going to run with. Next game's going to be Dallas versus the Sixers. This is Mavericks team plus 138 on the road. Philly on a back-to-back, minus 2.5 on the spread with a 226.5 total. Right now, majority of the money on money line is on Dallas, but on the spread is on the Sixers. So this is kind of 50-50 in terms of where the money's at. When you look at these two teams, the Mavericks have looked good, man. They have looked amazing, winning 6 of their last 8 games. They just beat the Pistons. Very big win. They lost to the Jazz the game before that, which is crazy. Then they beat the Nets. They beat the Rockets. Lose to OKC, which is pretty much obvious. And then you got Miami, Nuggets, and the Clippers. So some big teams that they have beat in their last 8 games. The only weak win they really have here is the Nets. And is the Nets really that bad of a team? I mean, they're not very good, let's be honest, but I think the Nets are better than some other teams this season. So we'll talk about that. But regardless, this Mavericks team has looked pretty strong. When you look at the Sixers coming off a win versus the Knicks last night. Close game, tough game, potentially missing our man Embiid again tonight. You had Tyrese Maxey coming off of his injury last game. He played fantastic. We'll see what he does tonight. How many minutes did he play last night? I forgot to check. So he ended up playing right at 38 minutes last night. So played a full game. I'm assuming he gets regular minutes tonight as well. I don't know, but I'm kind of leaning in on this Dallas team at plus money just because of the way they've been playing and their underdogs here. So I'm going to run with Dallas here. I'll probably throw a third of a unit or a quarter unit on them. It's not going to be anything major here just because I'm still going to play it light today due to having a bad day on player props yesterday. So I'm still playing mainly half unit plays today unless I really like a play. But Dallas plus 138. Give me Dallas to win this game. Next one's going to be Raptors versus Celtics. Celtics on a back-to-back. Raptors plus 113 at home, still missing R.J. Barrett. Pirtle is questionable today. 1.5 spread with a 224.5 total. Right now, 50-50 split in terms of where the money's at for the most part. 2 wins in a row for the Raptors, coming off a win versus Milwaukee and Miami. Celtics, like I said, just beat Miami. Coming off of 2 losses before that versus Detroit and versus Milwaukee. Looking at the team, they're pretty much fully healthy, only missing Tatum. Toronto missing RJ and missing Pirtle, like I just said. Now, this is a team, the Celtics teams look pretty dang good. Even on the road, they've won majority of their games. At home, Raptors have lost 4 in a row, including a game to Boston. Now, this game's hard for me to call. I've been on the Raptors all season. I think they're a better team than what people give them credit for. They're 17-11 this season. Celtics are 16-11 this season, so both teams pretty evenly matched in terms of record. This one is in Toronto, and the Celtics coming off a back-to-back. That is the only reason that I want to take the Raptors. So if I had to pick a team, give me the Raptors at home due to back-to-back for the Celtics. If this was in Boston, I'd probably feel differently about it, but that's not a confident pick either. This one could go either way. Give me the Pistons in this game. Not going too in depth on this one. I like the Pistons. Majority of the money's on the Pistons. I think Charlotte could upset them, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Detroit all day. This game's interesting. So we got 70% of the money on the Wizards. Plus 500 underdogs. 13.5 point spread, 230 total. To the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have looked phenomenal lately, guys. The Grizzlies winning, 11 of their last 14 games. This team has looked strong. They just beat Minnesota. And that was in Minnesota. They just beat the Clippers and LA. They lost to the Jazz. They beat Portland. They beat the Clippers again. They beat the Clippers again. They beat New Orleans. So teams look strong. Now, they are missing Ja Morant again tonight. So Edey's out, Jerome's out, Morant's out. They're missing so many players. You look at this Washington team, not missing much. Chris Middleton is questionable. That's a big player for him. Malachi Branham is questionable. Corey Kispert obviously out. They do have C.J. McCollum playing, which is obviously not saying much. I think this Memphis team is definitely the better team. I think Memphis should win at home, but at plus 500 underdog for the Wizards, how do you not play them here? How do you not play them? There's not like they're playing a powerhouse team. Like Memphis has looked good lately, but they're not that great of a team, and they're missing a lot of players. So I'm willing to put a unit on Washington. I like Washington plus 13.5. I'm not just going to say Washington money line all day or anything like that. I think Grizzlies should win, but I'm willing to throw some money on Washington at plus 560 just because the odds are very good there. If you throw a quarter unit on it, you can almost profit a full unit, or you profit over a full unit. So give me the Wizards at plus 567. Suns Warriors, I'm fading. I want to take the Warriors. Every time I bet against the Suns, I lose. So I'm fading. I like the Warriors. Magic versus Jazz. This is a game where the Magic are missing majority of players, dude. Wagner's out. Suggs is doubtful. Jonathan Isaac, De Silva, Castleton, all questionable. The Jazz are missing Lauri Markkanen. Most likely he is doubtful. Jazz kept the game close versus LA versus the Lakers. At home again versus the Magic. Magic coming off 2 losses in a row. Magic team's not bad at all. I think this game stays competitive. I think the Jazz could sneak out a win here at plus 245 if you want to take on that. Magic is definitely the better team, fully healthy. They're missing just a lot. So give me the Jazz, I guess, at 2 plus 245. Play some underdogs. Most of the money's on the Magic anyway, but I do think the Magic are the better team. So that being said, the only reason I'm taking the Jazz is for where the odds are at. Portland versus the Kings. Give me Portland. I'm not digging too deep into this one. It's probably going to be decent for player props. I don't like betting on players from Sacramento for sure, so I'm just not going to touch this game. Then the Lakers versus the Clippers. Majority of the money's on the Lakers. Clippers plus 113 at home. I said I'd never bet on the Clippers again, so I got to stick to that. Honestly, I think this is a get-right spot for the Clippers. I think everybody's going to be on the Lakers. I think the Lakers are the better team, and I'm a Lakers fan. They're missing Ayton, and they're missing Reeves. You look at the Clippers. Clippers pretty much fully healthy in terms of their starting 5, so they're good to go. Coaching is really bad for this Clippers team. They've lost 5 in a row. They only won 1 of their last 12 games. I think the Clippers are due for a win. So at home, I think this is a get-right spot for them versus the Lakers. If you want to play it, you can. I can't put money on the Clippers just because of what I said, but I do think this is a get-right spot. But anyways, that's what I think of this slate. Let's go over to player props. If you guys do want to get a free month of our VIP, I don't say drop a like, but look down in the description. You're going to see 7 apps you can sign up for. Pick one of those apps, use our code, make a $10 deposit. You get a deposit match. You get a month of our VIP for free for each one you sign up for. You can get up to 7 full months of VIP for free, and they all stack at once. So you can be in there for almost a year for free just by depositing in some apps, and you get to bet on those apps, and you get deposit matches. So no-brainer. The one I recommend, Parlay Play. Code Fantasy Aces on Parlay Play gets you a free month of VIP. It gives you a $5 free bet and a deposit match. So Parlay Play is where I go. Keep majority of my bankroll here. You can say I got $7,000 in here. I'll refresh so you don't think it's fake. There you go. This is what I play on a lot of the time. So it is there if you want to sign up for it. Anyways, talk about the first pick of the day. I've already told you guys for NFL, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. I like this play a lot. I think Krosky-Merritt gives us 25.5 rushing yards. I don't think this line is high enough. Now, I will say he's splitting these rush attempts. This is where it gets a little risky because you do have our man Chris Rodriguez here who's getting 20% of the rush share. Now, if you look at him last few games, he's had 15, 11, and 10. So combined in his last few games, he's had, 36 carries over his last 3 games. And then you come down here and look at Krosky-Merritt. He has 4, 7, and 18. So he's had 29. So he just had less carries his last 3 games than our man Chris Rodriguez. This is a team that has been running the ball a lot as of lately. They're going against a Philly team who has a bottom 10 defense in terms of rushing yards allowed. They give 126 per game, give up 97 yards per game to the running back position. So this is a game where one of the running backs is cashing, in my opinion. I like Krosky-Merritt at this line. He's cashed it 11 of 14 games this season. He's averaging 46. He's been good in spots. There's been some games where he struggled, but 25.5 is low. I'm willing to put some money on him. So Krosky-Merritt is going to be pick number 1. And let's let's see here, 25.5 to 1.8x, 4x. So you can lock it in here. You can actually get some very good payout on parlay play with this. If you play it on Prizepicks, should be around the same. 25.5 gives us a 1.77x. So that's going to be pick number one. That's who I'm running with. If you don't like it, you can take Chris Rodriguez. I think one of them has a good game. So just trust your gut on that one. Next pick that I'm going to take is going to be our man Jake Elliott. So I'm running the kicker for Philly. A lot of people hate the kicker plays. If you don't want to play the kicker, you can play something else. But I like this play for 1.5 PATs. I don't think that they're able to stop Philly from scoring twice. This Washington defense has been mediocre. They give up 3 extra points per game on average, one of the bottom 5 teams in the league. So the Eagles have cashed this line 10 to 14 on the season. They have struggled a little bit lately offensively. I think maybe they're starting to get back into the groove offensively. They know they have to win these games. So give me Philly right now at 1.5 PATs made. And Jake Elliott should cash us out for this one. So if you run these on Prizepicks, it does give you a double up 2x value here. I like this slip a lot that I'm going to play. Now, if you're going to play it on parlay play, you cannot run PATs on parlay play, I don't think. I will check one more time just to see. I'm going to hit up parlay play about potentially adding these. Yeah, you can't play it there. What's 3.5 kicking points on 1.99x? That's assuming he kicks a field goal. Yeah, I don't know that Washington can get a stop, so I'm not going to touch that. We can play something else that's fairly safe and just kind of throw it in with this and get a double up because the payout's so high on this. Like you could take Barkley for like what's 50 rush yards gives a double up. Barkley for 50 rush yards, like I mean, I would assume he's hit that majority of games this season going against the Washington defense that's been pretty mid. Now, Barkley worries me sometimes, but I like him at this line. So let's see. This guy's at 9 of 14 games. Lately, he's looked good. He's averaging 67, going against one of the worst running defenses in the league. They run the ball right at 48% of the time. He's averaging how many carries per game? He had 22 his last game. He's averaging 17. Head-to-head data has been over this 3 straight games versus Washington, averaging 140 rushing yards. So 50 rush yards for Barkley should be an easy play. Now, 50 rush yards is still 50 rushing yards. Like, they could definitely stop him if he gets injured or anything. It could definitely hurt this play. I think didn't Barkley come out a little bit early in the fourth quarter his last game? I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I can't remember exactly. But give me Barkley. I'll take it. I'll play this on parlay play just to show you guys that I'm locking in Krosky Merritt. But I am going to play this slip on Prizepicks, and I actually like this one better. Maybe I should fade this. Just because I don't want to put more on Krosky Merritt. And the reason I say that is, like I was saying, I want to play this slate lighter. I don't want to play super big on this slate just because of the potential start of a losing streak or something like that, where I said it's streaky. So maybe we won't double down on Krosky Merritt. I think that's probably going to be, yeah, let's not double down on Krosky Merritt. So this is what I'm going to lock in, Jake Elliott and Krosky Merritt. I like Elliott better than, or just as good as Barkley, to be honest with you. So if you wanted to trade this for Barkley, you could run that way instead, whichever one you like. If you can't run Jake Elliott, run Barkley for 50. I think that should be pretty safe, but I do think Philly scores twice this game. So give me that slip. And let me leave that open, actually, to show at the end of the video. So this is going to be slip number 1. And then for slip number 2, we're going to be jumping over to the NBA. So jumping over to the NBA, first pick I have for today is going to be for our man Kevin Durant. So I'm taking KD. These two players, I have the dynamic duo of Chalk Fest. So y'all be careful. These two players, you guys know how they do. And now when you get to the second player, you're going to be like, what the F, Ace? Ryan, why are you playing these players? But I like them, guys. I think they're in good spots here. So we're looking at Houston versus Denver. I feel like KD wants to win this game, man. That last game did not go well for them. This could be a revenge game for Houston. He's cashed at 7 of his last 10 games. He's cashed at 73% of games on the season. That's 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's averaging right at 34. KD's had 41 his last game, 37 the game before that. Head-to-head data versus the Nuggets. He has crushed this line versus the Nuggets 4 of his last 5. The 2 games this season, he had 23 and he had 37. So I do expect KD to pop off. 29.5 is not very high for him. The Nuggets have a decent defense, middle of the pack points, middle of the pack assists, not very many rebounds. When you go to the forward position, it's middle of the pack on everything to small forward. To power forwards, they don't give up very many stats. Regardless, I'm expecting KD to have a good game. 29.5 is not that high. He can score 30 points in a game, so give me Kevin Durant here. Kevin Durant is boosted for 1.5x for 1.5 3-pointers made. I do not dislike this line at all. I think KD could hit this. kind of want to play it. I'm going to run with the PRA for this slip, and I'm just going to say that. So, and you'll see why in a second. So, who am I running KD with? Who's the other guy that I've been kind of talking about you guys are going to be upset with? Let's scroll down. It is a boosted play. If you picked Paolo Banchero, you were correct. 34.5 PRA for Bankroll. Now, I do not bet on this guy very often. He has been on my list of do not play for a while. If you look at the payout on this slip, this payout is a 1.78x. I am playing a very low payout slip, and the reason I'm doing that is because I'm playing it safe on this one. I want to have one slip where I like a lot. I do like this slip a lot for both players. They both should cash this out. When you look at Bankroll, 34.5 PRA, I'm going to give you the reasoning I like this play. So, Paolo, let's pull him up. Points, rebounds, and assists. 34.5. You're getting a 5-point discount. He's cashed at 65% on the season. Now, you look at him coming off of his injury. You can watch his minutes gradually come up. 2024. He played 39 minutes 2 days ago versus the Nuggets, and they won that. No, they lost the game. I'm talking about won that game. He had 52 PRA. Look at what they're playing against. The Jazz, one of the most fast-paced teams that we're going to play against. Give up a ton of stats. 30, 17th, and 28th in terms of points, rebounds, and assists. To the power forward position, to the small forward position. They don't give up as many, but overall, they give up a lot of stats, guys. This Jazz team's missing Lauri Markkanen. This Orlando team is missing a lot of players. Castleton, De Silva, Isaac, Suggs, doubtful, missing Wagner. They're missing a lot. So that leads Banchero, Bane, Black, and probably Carter as your best options. You could look at some bench players if you want. I don't trust Bane after what he's done to me in the past. He's cashed me a couple games, though, so maybe Bane's the way to go here. But Banchero is going to be the go-to guy always on this team. Coming off of 2 good games, I'm expecting him to kind of keep that head-to-head versus the Jazz. He had 21 his last game, but that game obviously could have been a fluke game. Last season, he cashed his 58%. So 35 is going to be a lot. He does have a lot of usage with his team injured the way it is, so I'm going to risk it with Banchero here at 34.5. Now, if Banchero chalks me here, you'll never see him in a slip again. I promise. I'm going to lock this in due to the payout here. We could potentially run KD's 1.5 three-pointers and then run something discounted with somebody else like KD with the 1.2x and do it that way and get the same type of payout if you want to do it that way. But I do like Paolo here. I'm going to place him right here. We can come over here to track picks. We can look at this. Kevin Durant, Paolo Banchero, 29.5 and 34.5 PRA. I'm locking them in. If you don't like the slip, guys, fade it. I know some people won't like this. You can swap these around. You can mix and match the way you want with these 2 slips. You can play NBA and NFL slips together. Whatever you guys want to do, I like these. I think they're going to cash, and I'm trying to mix it up on some of the players. So that's what I got for today, guys. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Hope you guys cash every slip, and join the Discord if you haven't already, and I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video.